let's do this. Let's clock back in and march forward. What is sort of on track for today? I haven't really thought about it much. I've been just trying to sort of chasing my own tail today. So we're sort of just gonna shoot from the hip for this rehearsal. I don't have anything specific that I can think of right off the top of my head that we need to work on for this particular section. We're just gonna go for it. One thing I will get my headphones. All right. Just because there's some moments that I'm still not 100% sure about. In particular, some of the chorus moments or some of the cue points I've selected and that kind of stuff. I'm just not 100% confident in them to just do it completely without the headphones. And I think just for as a viewing experience and for me as well, it's much better to keep it flowing rather than me stopping and listening to the cue point and stuff like that. Because I think it just takes up way too much time. One thing I will say is that I'm pretty anal about the trims, particularly because of this mix. You really have to be careful with your levels for such a long mix, because I don't want it to turn into a massive sausage at the end and you have nothing at the end to work with. So we don't want that. I will just quickly mention, sorry, not meant to tease you or anything like that. I was thinking about the last session, rehearsal 8, and we were talking about the LUFs and the different measuring tools and equipment that's used to measure your loudness and all that, and your VU meters and etc. I was really excited with when we were doing the mix and everything, that I wasn't really thinking like 100% like what I was just sort of blurting things out. And when I finished, I sort of relaxed, and then I sort of thought about it. But basically, the way I sort of wanted to share it with you is that if something's compressed, we have a lot of less dynamic range to work with, okay? But if something's less compressed, if the mix is less compressed, then the meters are going to constantly fluctuate a lot more because there's a lot more dynamic range, right? The loud moments are going to be just a little bit louder. The quiet moments are going to be just a little bit softer, okay? But when you're working with something that's compressed, it's not going to be as great of a change, okay? And the meters are going to remain relatively leveled, decreasing 2-3 dB. General rule is when you have the chorus, 2-3 dB louder compared to the rest. Okay, does that make sense? That's different to your LUFS reading. This is just your dB, your actual channel volume. Okay, I just want to clarify that because I know that I confuse you guys. Because then you get into the perceived loudness of things, and it can be a bit tricky when certain things are a lot more compressed compared to when something's less compressed, when the mix is less compressed, or it's under mixed, if you will. Okay, that makes sense. So generally when things are professionally mixed, unfortunately they are quite compressed. Not all the time, but a good chunk of it is. And you notice when we're working on a good amount of the pieces for session 8, a lot of them were just too bright from my perspective. What I like in music and the way I prefer to mix my music, I don't like it to be that bright. I think that it distracts from the low end, and you want to overall have a good balance between things, but that's again up to you. I think it's good that you listen to different types of pieces And the key is to really be able to distinguish between, okay, this one's bright, this one's etc., this one's etc., and then see what you prefer. And if you prefer them to be a little bit brighter, that's your thing, then yeah, go for it. It's not to say that engineering wise it's wrong. It's just a preference. The way I prefer to have my music, I prefer to have it a little more balanced, and I do like a crisp, sharp high end, but not piercing. But you might prefer it to be a little more radio friendly and to have a little more attenuation in sort of higher range, and that's okay. It's a little easier to keep it relatable for smaller speakers and commercial radio, etc. Okay, but yeah, so that's just going to get out of the scope of what I want to do for the rehearsals. But yeah, so if you're interested in those things, please have a look through and go down the rabbit holes for your dB level, your LUFS, LUFS, your VU meters. What's the difference between those? And sort of how they represent analog equipment. There's some keywords that you guys can check out, and obviously your dynamic range, how that works, and obviously compression, why are most songs compressed, and that will give you a good starting point to start delving into all the different areas. Okay, and then you can also look at perceived loudness. All right, let's get into it. Time. Okay, I'm just trying to see what works the best, and I'm gonna really hone that in. So those are key moments. This is something that I do quite a bit for Rave Till I Die and Cyberpunk Utopia, because some of the transitions really need to be spot on, and this is sort of what I guess you don't see behind the scenes what I'm doing when I am creating the live mix series is sort of this stuff. Because those are sort of moments where it's gonna sound like absolute garbage if you don't get it right. It's just not gonna work. It really needs to be bang on, and that's the only way it's gonna work. Otherwise, it's gonna sound messy. The one thing I am doing is I am turning the master tempo off for this particular section, just because I want it a little more growl, and I want it to be a little more just in your face. And a natural way of doing this, the way I like to add just a little more oomph to stuff, is by naturally just letting the master tempo off and detuning it slightly. Okay, so this is the original. right? Listen for the crunch, particularly for the distorted moments, right, with that bass. Right? Original tempo. Just doesn't really accentuate enough those really distorted bass movements for me, and it's just a little too fast. Adjusting it slightly down, it gives me more of a groove. 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3, and okay, and because we're not in the sort of dubstep area anymore, it's not, you know, 1 and then the 2 and then the 3. It's not sort of half tempo anymore, right? With any elements of that, but incorporating, you know, something more fresh, if you will, something different, but arcing back to that. That's why it sort of makes sense. Right? Adding more darker sort of EBM, electro and darker sort of techno elements to it, okay? Yeah. Okay, so it doesn't really work. That feels to me like an extension of the piece, right? It's the second drop or the second chorus of the piece. It feels more like a continuation of the main chorus that I want to represent. I like it. And now I'm going to switch over to that, extending it out. It sort of works. Right, so this is roughly where I want to start introducing something new. Right, okay, so now we're running into leveling issues because this one is just fucking loud. Alright, so shush. Whoa. Right, so it's just too long for me. It's cool, but it's just a bit long. Not much else happening, right? No. Now doing it slightly off is cool as well, but we just have to be careful with it, right? I like it how it goes a bit off kilter, right? So if we're dancing, right, we just sort of stop it halfway, right, and there's like a slight little pause, and then we keep going, right? Something that I've talked about in the art of mixing. We can create these little sort of slight jolts, but we just need to be careful with it. If we do this and then we start from the beginning, no, okay. But if we do this and then we just go straight into another, a section, then we can get away with it. So I'm not liking that at all. I like this. Four, So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use that, and then we're going to bring in the same song on the other side, and then I'm going to bring in that breakdown section. So this is a great example of having a piece that's less bright. Okay, so it's my piece. I know how I've arranged it, how I've engineered it. Okay, and naturally there's a lot more of dynamic range in it because that's just the way I've wanted it to be. Okay, and I know that when I turn it up, right? In this speaker we can't really hear because there isn't as much so that sub bass, but in the big speaker you will hear that that sub low end content. Now on a smaller speaker, the song before we had is a lot more compressed. Okay, so I can hear a lot more of the low end content in that. I hope you can hear is what I prefer. So I prefer a crisper, higher end. It's not overly bright, but it's very, very sharp in a higher range. Good mid range, but then the subs and the low end content is really designed for a big speaker system. It's a big song, right? It's designed for your car. It's designed for big headphones that can sort of handle lower sub content. It's not designed for our little earbuds. Okay, that's just the way I prefer. Because I know the format I want it to be. But now if we translate it to, say, a small speaker or commercial radio or something like that, it's not going to be as the relationship between, say, a pop song is going to be quite different. Okay. See, you might prefer that, right, if I turn up the higher end, right? But I don't, okay? It's just up to you. Okay.
scared. All my chicken in my bedroom, I ain't there. Now I'm 13, smoking blunts, making green. On the drug scene, from the football team, risking ruptured spleens by the age of 16. Hearing the coach scream at my lifetime dream. I mean, I wanna blow up, stack my dough up. So school, I didn't show up and let my flow up. Mom said that I should grow up and check myself before I wreck myself. Disrespect myself, put the drugs on the shelf.
This is a moment for me where we can very easily lose the mix, right? It's just a bit too long. I like the opening.
Sleep dark, can't imagine gonna get a drag, you recite on a bloodshed, mark man in a mark right, yeah, done that bleeding, watch them sleep, guys gonna get them locked, and the ways of that reaction, gonna take a beating, sing shut ninja, dealing in the ways of the bass, stop breathing, gonna make a sound on your feet when you're leaving, suffocate my sleep dark, can't imagine gonna get a drag, you recite on a bloodshed, in a mark right, yeah, done that bleeding, watch them sleep, guys gonna get them locked, and the ways of the laser.
That's high.
thinking I could be drunk. Yeah. I know, mommy, I know. It's 2 a.m. No stress. I'm free, that bullshit keep getting thirsty. To feel your best. I turn my whole spot to crucial. It's crucial the way I left. The airs is like the Lord. The Lord just be the best. I'm looking at her. I started turning to you. Now you started fucking my mind as a user. We both be drinking the birds. Every night is my purpose and catch me hers. I don't make this beat, make it scoop. I make this shit beat. But my team when I beat. Sleeping this life in the street. Especially this kind of cheap. And you make it out the creek. Spin the gate up. To the side drama crew. All you bought is a real. And now you get down to the sleep. And now you upset by yourself. But not from that. This is a lot for me. Tell me in 12 and 12. trouble down the drain. So, you don't have a problem that I can't fix. Cause I can do it. If your man needs the trouble, just move out on the double and you don't let it trouble your brain. Trouble down the drain. And if your man gets the trouble, just move out on the double and you don't let it trouble your brain. Cause away goes trouble down the drain. Say away goes trouble down the drain.
Now, for some of you that might be a little too aggressive, but one of the things I know is that I've got your attention. And that's what you want from something when, particularly if it's like a longer build like we just did now, it can get a bit lost, right? It's good, but then if it drags on for too long, you might end up sort of losing, or there might be too much of an anticipation, right? And because we're not dealing with like heavy drops, it can be a bit underwhelming. So one of the things we can do is we overdo an effect, right? So I can grab the attention, right? And you focus on that, right? And then it sort of switches the perspective on things a little bit, right? And then when the drop comes in, it feels fresh, right? Yeah, but we just have to be careful because it can be a bit much. Okay, this is another thing now, is that this is something that can start happening if we stick with the same tempo for too long. So we've been staying around 125 for a little bit now, and it's a little too much. Okay, particularly now. What I notice when you know, we stick in a space for too long, instead of it going right, instead of it being that, it sort of turns into right, and that's what you don't want. And a big reason behind that is if you just play in the same tempo for too long, right? And I'm starting to feel that we're starting to lose it, right? So I'm not feeling that same energy. I'm not feeling like I want to want my love off. I'm starting to feel like, you know, okay. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start increasing tempo, and then it beautifully can blend in as we start increasing now the tempo. So we're stuck with 125, brought it back down, brought in some, you know, tech house, bit of a chiller vibe, right, from the really intense moment that we just had. Calm things down a little bit, give people a bit of a break, and let's just slow things down, a bit of funk, and let's just, you know, groove, okay? And now we're gonna bring it back up. So this is one of those moments when we can introduce different styles of music, right? But we don't have to just go like this is pocket, then this, right? We can go here. Okay, here's a little bit this. Okay, let's go back here, but we increase the tempo a little bit, and then change. Okay, increase the tempo. Ooh, maybe come back a little bit here, increasing the tempo. And every time you do it, you're increasing the tempo, and there's a bit of spice to it. That way you can extend out that sort of space that you're in, right? So I'm incorporating a little more tech styles, but I want to gradually increase the tempo. So we're working around 128. The natural tempo of this song is at 130, so slow it down a little bit, but adding a little bit more of that, and we'll switch again and mix. Okay, so then we're taking complements, looking at this is something I break down in season 3 breakdown number 12 with art of mixing, where we look at the skeleton of the piece. Okay, kick, the drums, the drum patterns, how do they contribute to a different style of music? And then from that point, if we take into the BPM as well, we take in other characteristics of the drums, and etc. That can help us sort of figure out, okay, which styles will work well together, which ones can complement it, which ones can help us emerge, and that way we can create a fluid transition into a different space without really it being noticeable, right? Instead of it just being like, progressive house trance, and then dubstep, and then hard side trance, and then hard style, something like that. You can blend it back and forth, introduce this, bring it back here, increase the tempo, introduce this, bring it back, increase the tempo, introduce this, introduce that, and you're blending it through, all by understanding the core skeleton of the song. Okay, so any song, when you're creating the production, you'll start with the skeleton, right? In most cases, okay, you figure out, the groove of the song, right? Or the particular tempo that you're working with, the particular space you're sort of working in, the groove that you've got, right? Whatever you've imagined for that song, that's your skeleton, right? When you strip everything out, the drums essentially, okay? What is it working with? And then you can build on top of that. Not a fan. I prefer what we did, what I've been doing when we mix everything together, and that's what I'm gonna do. So I'm gonna have everything basically just be coming in. That means that we need to mix in sooner, and that's okay. I wanted to extend it out, but it doesn't really work. I want to give that sort of baby, don't you want your girlfriends out like me? Yeah, right? That kind of vibe. I want to make it a little more intimate, right? A little more soulful, but it's not really working for me. It's really difficult to maintain the mix. of a bitch. Alright, so you can see that when you're mixing in 3-4 channels, you really need to practice out what you want to do. When you're doing something on the fly, it starts numbing your head a little bit. Which channel's this? Which channel's that? I think it'll be a little bit easier if I had discrete um, uh, uh, turntables 1, 2, 3, 4. I know exactly, okay, that's number 4, listening to this. But whenever I'm switching over, particularly fast, like this, chances are I do that, and pisses me off beyond measure. I think that would have been cool if I got it. Okay, so it sort of works. I think this when we cut it out before, that's when we cut it out. Right, so now you can see we're really getting into that. We're really stretching, right? This is a point where I am really stretching, right? I haven't tried this at all. Got no idea what's going to be happening. The alternative that I did in one of the other rehearsals it's different, right? We switch over already. Me blending in, trying to blend this two in, I haven't done that before. I like it, but the issues that we have is that again, this mix is a little bit quieter, and this one is just fucking loud. That's loud. That's loud. Woo! It's a good vibe, but damn, it's loud. That must be down there for studio. 100%.
the storm is coming, my pockets keep telling me it's gonna shower. Calling my homies, it's only popping the night 'cause it's meant to be ours. Tell you the truth with all that goody power.
Right.
Destination unknown.
Y'all motherfuckers know who this is. To the point from the bottom to the tree. And I do pussy and I like big trees. Smoke so much weed, you can bug me. And I get more ass than a toilet seat. To the from the to the man. Last night in the I made a what's that? To the fucking top. If I got it, I'm gonna rock when I'm show that. Rock, get your ass up the wall with your feet. It's real easy, just follow the beat. Don't like that time, girl, pass you by. Look real close, I'm still like time. Let's get it started.
Y'all motherfuckers know who this.
It was dark and I was over until you kissed my lips and you saved me. My hands, they shook, but my knees were far too weak. Stand in your arms without falling to your feet. But there's a side to you that I never knew all the things you say they were never true, never true in the games you play. You were always in my watch it burn out to the base. When it burned, I cried 'cause I heard it screaming out your name. Your name. And I
Alright, so what we'll have to do
people going.
Seems like maybe that's what you face. You have to work with people that want to work. Have a good work environment where everyone loves what they do because you have one life.
Okay, beautiful. All right, let me just double check. Sweet. Okay. Oof, boy. Oh, all right. Just give me a second. Okay. All right. So usually, this is why I consider myself more of an artist than a DJ, because usually I like to have a little more, um, usually I prefer having a lot more prep before I sort of share with you something, particularly when we're dealing with something like this. We have 3 channels, 4 channels. Uh, in a sort of the art of mixing scenario, when it's more of a learning thing, then that's okay. As this is a rehearsal, then for me, it's sort of it's okay, right? Because we're rehearsing. I'm showing you sort of behind the scenes, sort of how I am sort of working out this mix. And I think that through this, you've seen some classic examples of, me figuring out, okay, what works with what, particularly when we have just like before, when we have I have that sort of dun 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 ba na 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 coming in and out. Then we have that second one, the third one, and then what I am trying to figure out is, okay, how far can I push that song? Is it still in here? Right, so here. How far can I push it, right? How far can I blend it in to keep with the song? When we had the Flume and the Don't You Wish You, the Pussycat Dolls and that kind of thing coming in, same thing. What I'm trying to see is, okay, how far can we go with it? And what I noticed is that, all right, so with this scenario where the song's at, it works with 3, it doesn't really work with 4, it works with 2, doesn't really work with 3. Perhaps if it was a different section, it might work with 3. But what I'm noticing is there's too much music information. So what could be cool, when we just try it out, is sort of switching them back and forth, switching this one, switching that one, switching that one, switching that one, switching that one. But because it's spontaneous, I don't really know, okay, that one will work, that one good. So this is something I'm going to really need to, spend some time on and know, right? So I think that the key takeaway here is, for me, is we have these great ideas, right? But from a performance perspective, it's really important now. Okay, I really have a deep understanding of each individual song, particularly if when we're mixing in 3-4 channels. It's really important I know exactly the song. Okay, this is the moment we can switch in. This is the moment I can switch in. This is a moment where I can switch in. When I have such a spontaneous thing, for me as what I prefer not to have that. I really want to make sure I know. Then we can do things live and incorporate things, but for me it's very important there's a skeleton there. Um, I wouldn't want to flip what I have now to share that and be like, okay, here you go, because people are coming to see you perform and spending their hard-earned money, and for me to sort of do something spontaneous, just off the cuff, without very little prep, and just sort of winging it, it's sort of half-assing it in a way. It's okay and not okay. I think, yeah. So basically, what I'm saying is that for something like a big show, proper production, I want to have a good skeleton of what's happening, and then we can change it up, and we can have it different every single time. But for me right now, I know that okay, I don't feel comfortable yet with each individual one, because I can't guarantee that I'll be able to do something similar next time. Um, and it's a bit of a, it's almost like a quality assurance. It's a bit of a quality thing for me. I want to make sure that it's at the level that I know it can be, rather than sort of just half-assing something for you. So in the rehearsal environment and sort of out of mixing, or sort of I'm sharing with you what I'm doing, it's sort of more educational, I'm learning, or just sharing the process, then it's okay for me, because I'm sharing with you sort of how we're figuring it out. Um, but in a live environment, when people are coming to watch a show, I wouldn't want to be that just off the cuff, right? Um, I I want to develop a good understanding of the songs and know, okay, this is gonna work with this. So this is the first time we try that sort of 1, 2, 3 before. The last time we did it, we had all four playing at the same time. It's a little more of a traditional approach, it's more of a modern approach. So that's okay to me, right? The key there is, okay, I know that this is an option, that's an option, right? I wouldn't prefer just going like this, completely off, and not really sure where we're going with it. Because in most cases, I feel confident that we can do it, like I've shown you here. But there's too many variables, there's too many things that um, can happen, and then I can't guarantee the quality of it, right? So that's just my preference. But you might be okay with that. You might prefer to really be uh, loose and just sort of like Carl Cox and bring up 100 songs and go with it. I'm not saying that that's not good. I'm just saying that from what I prefer as an artist, mixing from an artist's perspective, and as more as from a sort of musician's perspective, I prefer having a good amount of prep and understanding of, okay, what we can do, and then showcase that in a live environment, and be like, okay, this is one alternative, this is another one, this is another one, right? And then anything else, let me practice first and figure out if it's going to work or not. That's not to say that we can't go off crazy in the tangent and add different effects in. That's fine. Adding effects and trying this out, no worries. But for something like this, when we have 3 channels, 4 channels, I'm very careful, because it can very easily turn into a bunch of garbage. And we really don't want that. When you have, once you start incorporating the 3rd channel, then you really need to focus, and you really need to have a good understanding of, okay, what the song is, where's the chorus, where's the verse, where's all these different parts. You don't want to have anything no surprise, and then some just random vocal thing comes in and it doesn't work. Okay. Yeah. Okay. But overall, happy with that. Some cool ideas and alternatives, some different directions on things, some areas to explore. And I think that overall we have a good skeleton, and now we're just exploring, right? Over the past few rehearsals, I've shared with you sort of, okay, this is what basis, and now I'm exploring, and now, okay, let's try this, let's try that, and sort of see see where we can where you can go with it. But I'm still really understanding, because there's a lot of music, there's a lot of songs. I'm really still trying to get a grasp of each individual one and know them very well, and know, okay, cool, let's we saw if we could do this, we can try that. Once I sort of get to that point, probably by the end of this month, I'll be in a position. Then you'll see less and less of the headphones, because I'll be quite confident about the songs, and I'll know. Once I'm at that stage, then I have a little more confidence with the switching over and over. Because something like that, when I set it to the third channel and I hit the first channel and nothing happened, and I switched over to the third, that can happen, right? It happens in art of mixing, because it's very spontaneous. It's get the songs, have a few points, and let's go. And something in, yeah, like I mentioned, in the show environment, as an artist performing in the environment, I don't want that to happen. If I bring up the third one, it's got to be the third one. It's got to be, that's sort of just, I guess, a standard I hold myself to. Yeah, because I want people to know that when they come and see a show, it's going to be the utmost highest standard I can possibly give you. Yeah, it's almost like a sort of brand quality awareness type thing. It's just, yeah, you don't want to devalue your brand, particularly when you're having a show. You want to make sure that, yeah, it's like a sort of, when Bruce Springsteen plays, it's going to be like an epic show. It's going to be like a 3+ hour show, no messing around. Yeah, okay. All right, fantastic. I hope that you got something great out of this, and you're sort of seeing where we can go with this, directions that we can take. Some cool ideas here, some different different options, different alternatives, and you can see that in this point we're using less of the effects, right? Because it's very much focused on the mixing, right? There's really not much time to add too many effects here and there. I'm adding bits and pieces here and there, but they're more to glue the transitions together and change things up. Yeah. What else? No, that's it, okay? Thank you so much for joining me for a new rehearsal. And I will catch you, what is that? I will catch you on the next one, alright? Much love to you all, and I will catch you all very, very soon.